As a kid, I always dreamed of Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but for some reason, always hated Porsche. Maybe it was because I thought they all looked the same, or maybe it was because I didn't truly understand the handling prowess of them. But as my knowledge of cars grew, I came to truly appreciate the 911. Today, we get to realize my dream of driving it with this, a 997 Turbo Cabriolet. With a 0 to 100 time sub 3.5 seconds, it is one of the fastest convertibles ever made, and in fact, one of the fastest accelerating cars you can buy. So it's guaranteed to be a blast. Let's take a closer look.
So, stepping into the interior, it exudes quality. It's just, there's nice finishes everywhere. Everything feels like it's in the right place. You don't even have to drive it to know you're in for a good time.
Now, being the first time I've hopped into a 911, it's very interesting because it's actually much smaller on the inside than I always anticipated. I always thought it would be a much bigger car. How does a 911 drive? Only one way to find out.
Okay, so let's break it down to a few things. To start off with, the steering is beautiful. You can feel every single bit of the road. It's well weighted, it's not particularly heavy, but at the same time it's not stupidly light. Weights up very nicely in corners. The pedal feel is really nice. It's got a bottom hinged accelerator which feels just great, and that's linked up to that brilliant engine in the back, which is just amazing.
Okay, so let's talk about the engine a bit more. It's a 3.6 litre twin turbo flat 6, producing around 500 horsepower. Now with turbos you expect turbo lag, but this thing has variable vane turbochargers, which means it can adjust them to the angle of attack depending on the throttle and rev conditions. Now that means the turbo lag is almost imperceptible. It's just like, bang, picks up super quick. It produces maximum torque from only around 2,000 RPM, which is quite frankly amazing given that it holds it for such a long time. It surges on the torque, and the induction noise is like a vacuum cleaner being placed next to your eardrum.
Jesus. Just the noise is amazing. Now kicking it into manual mode, if you use the paddles on the steering wheel, it shifts roughly on command, and the grip level is absurd. Strong brakes, great feel on the pedal too. Very, very composed over these bumpy roads. It's not shaken about by anything. Like, you can still feel the bumps and it gives you that sensation of speed, but it doesn't upset the car at all. It's an amazing balance.
The 911 hides its 1.7 ton weight quite well. However, it can be sometimes felt in slaloms and other quick maneuvers. Now, I'm normally a two-wheel drive kind of guy, but at this power and grip level, the four-wheel drive system is just awesome. You can set it up nicely for the corner, then hit it midway and let it pull you hard out of there with all four tires scrabbling for traction. It is hilariously fun.
So I'd like to take a little bit of time here to talk about the nature of a convertible. Now, I've never really been one of those guys that's like the convertible is a be-all and end-all of things. But in this car, it just works. The feeling is great, feeling the wind rush around, it's all open, and it hasn't compromised the car at all. The chassis rigidity is still excellent, but the suspension perfectly sorts it out. It's an amazing balance. And the thing is, despite this mind-altering performance, the comfort factor is incredibly high. The suspension is well damped, it's very comfortable even on bumpy roads. The seats are so nice, they're adjustable in so many ways. It's just such a good balance. It's probably the only car I've ever driven where performance and comfort are mated together perfectly and neither is compromised. Now, downsides, there aren't many of them. If you had to pick one, it's probably that it doesn't have paddles, it's got the buttons, but most of the time, gearbox software is smart enough that you find yourself not really using them at all. It can deal with itself quite nicely. Apart from that, I can't really think of any major downsides, apart from the fact that it's not really a 4-seater at all. You'd be lucky to fit. You could probably fit small children in, but not much more than that. So the interesting thing is that because the performance is so high, you may find yourself thinking that you don't use it all the time. And that's really true, you don't get near limit. But the thing is that it's a car that you can appreciate whether or not you're at limit. The steering is amazing regardless of how fast you're going. And when you hit the throttle at any point in time, you're guaranteed hilarity.
And the thing is, there's never been a better time to buy one of these than right now. This one was less than half of its original purchase price. It's a fully optioned model. And with that price, you still get all the insane performance and comfort that you would expect. Would I prefer a manual? Probably, but that's just me being a manual purist. It is undoubtedly the best car I've ever driven. So if you've ever been sitting on the fence about the 911, take one for a drive and it will answer all your questions. Unlike the GTA 86, where I was able to easily fit 4 people in it, you might have a harder time in the 911's rear seats. Let me show you. This is somewhat uncomfortable, given my knee is currently sandwiched. Maybe zoom in on the knee.